Stephen Hawking. How the flawed genius wound up in the Epstein scandal. The celebrated cosmologist had human weaknesses, as well as his more obvious, almost supernatural gifts. As a national treasure, Professor Stephen Hawking ticked almost every box. He had not only made a very real contribution to the sum of human knowledge, but had overcome severe physical challenges to do so. The rational scientific thinker had miraculously defied medical expectation. The feted author of A Brief History of Time had become a timeless hero, immortalized, as timeless heroes must be, in a blockbuster film and played by a heartthrob actor. Prof. Hawking, who changed our understanding of the universe and gave us a theory of everything, achieved a rare status in British public life, of a celebrity theoretical physicist. Even those who couldn't begin to comprehend his work knew his name and recognized his image and his computer-generated voice. Embraced by popular culture, he appeared in The Simpsons, The Big Bang Theory, and Star Trek: The Next Generation. So for many it will have come as a shock to find his name in the Epstein Files, more than 900 pages of documents related to a lawsuit filed against Jeffrey Epstein's associate and convicted sex offender, Ghislaine Maxwell, that were released by a New York judge on Wednesday night. The context is disturbing. The filing suggests that Epstein, the late financier and sex offender, told Maxwell she could offer money to friends of Virginia Giuffre, Epstein's main accuser, if they could help prove an allegation that Prof. Hawking had participated in an underage orgy was false. We already knew of some association between Prof. Hawking and Epstein. In 2015, photographs emerged of the physicist visiting Epstein's Caribbean island in March 2006 as part of a trip to a nearby conference. The conference, attended by 20 other scientists, was funded by Epstein, who was arrested in July that year after a grand jury indicted him on a single count of soliciting prostitution. There is no accusation of any wrongdoing by Prof. Hawking. The pictures showed him having a barbecue on Littlest to James and taking a boat cruise and submarine tour. But the appearance of his name in the newly released papers, among that of others, including Prince Andrew, who denies all allegations against him arising from his relationship with Epstein, and Michael Jackson, are likely to cast a posthumous shadow of doubt over his reputation. Epstein has after all become akin to a virus carrier, infecting all who came into contact with him. Prof. Hawking, who died in 2018 at the age of 76, cannot defend himself against any implied involvement in illegal or sordid acts. But the mention of his name in the Epstein Files might yet prompt a reckoning of sorts. The celebrated Hawking narrative is well known, thanks in part to the acclaimed 2014 film, The Theory of Everything, in which Eddie Redmayne does his Oscar-winning turn as the scientist. Born in Oxford in 1942, Prof. Hawking moved to St Albans, Herts, aged 8. He won a scholarship to study physics at University College, Oxford, graduating in 1962 with a first-class degree. He then moved to the University of Cambridge to carry out postgraduate research in cosmology. He went on to become a research fellow at Cambridge's Gonville and Caius College. Prof. Hawking became best known for his work on black holes and for his theory of everything that would explain the universe. Hawking was a true symbol of the triumph of mind over matter. But his personal life was beset with physical difficulty. At 21, he was diagnosed with a form of motor neuron disease that would confine him to a wheelchair by the age of 30. Doctors had given him 14 months to live. Had they been right, he would not have seen 23. In the event, his 60th birthday party was attended by The Edge from U2. Richard Branson was among the famous guests at his 70th, though Prof. Hawking himself couldn't make it due to ill health. In a national newspaper obituary, Nobel Prize-winning mathematical physicist Sir Roger Penrose suggested Prof. Hawking caught the public imagination as a true symbol of the triumph of mind over matter, that he was a man whose physical impairment seemed compensated by almost supernatural gifts. But he also acknowledged that this romanticized portrayal only represented part of the truth, that those who knew Prof. Hawking appreciated the dominating presence of a real human being, with normal human weaknesses as well as his more obvious strengths. It's his weaknesses that form another, less well-known, strand of the Hawking story. In a documentary broadcast in 2021 called Hawking, Can You Hear Me?, we glimpsed this counter-narrative when his daughter Lucy described the brutal moment he left his family on Christmas Day 1989 for a new life with his carer, Elaine Mason.